You can hear me? That's good.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for the delay. It's pretty busy here because we actually opened our store, and the team has been really hard working at this. And there is always a lot of last minute tuning. There is always some small bugs to fix. There's always some things. So we can now announce our NFT store for officially open and sold out even before this, because there were some eager people out there that were a little bit trigger happy, and that was sold out on the first batch. But I can rest assured that we have a lot more coming. So what I will do now, since it's been a really busy few days this week, we're now gonna enter into a presentation about our NFT store, the strategy, the latest updates, what we are releasing into this really lightning hot market. So I think we are, at the right place at the right time, like you probably have been covering while waiting for me. So it's a really skyrocketing market out there, and I think we are doing something really amazing, of high quality, etc. So we are already delayed, so let's get started and ask any questions whenever you want. Maybe we do it after the session. So let's get started with 1 second. We're going to do a little bit different sharing. It's been a few weeks since I was here. Okay. So we call this a special event for the NFT cards. Let's get started and talk a little bit about what is the NFT things. And I think many people, they speak about NFT like it was just a regular whatever product. It's a pretty complex technology product on blockchain, where you have tokenized. You can tokenize an asset and URL like we do with digital asset. So you have what it is that every single representation is a unique representation. That's what it is. So if you have like two stones, they are probably not natural stones. They are not none of them are equal. Or we as human beings, none of us are the clone of another. That's a non-fungible thing. They are not interchangeable. So we're not going to go too more into detail, but we see that market is really big. So it has actually surpassed $2 billion, and many see this as the real implementation of blockchain into many industries, into many different verticals. And in particular, we look at gaming, which is one of the main entertainment verticals in the world, the biggest one. So it has really skyrocketed, and it really happened the past 3-4 months, and then it's cooled off a little bit because of the kind of dip in the market. Now it's coming back. There are some tremendous opportunities out there, and if we look a little bit on two companies that we could compare to in a sort of sense, Axie Infinity is a gaming or blockchain gaming kind of asset company. And what I want to show you here is that if you look on the upper purple circle, you see their market cap. I think it's like 2 point something billion dollar, $2.6 billion. It's crazy. And you see the liquidity there is more than 1.3 billion the past 24 hours. So I think we kind of see that, okay, this is a very successful company, and we're not gonna say that we're gonna be exactly like this. But another remarkable thing is their launch. When you see the big purple circle at the left there, you will see how they skyrocket in a short period of time. Just in July, they've gone from 0 to hero, and that's what we are looking at now. We are in front of that kind of uptake in Super One, if we play our cards right and we move, which we are. And then you can look on Chills, which is a football token. They are fan token for football clubs. They have the same kind of development. They have been at a higher market value. Now they are at 1.3 or something, $1.5 billion, which is an amazing amount for their token scheme. You see the same pattern. They launched, they got a real big uptake. So this is what it's all about for us now, is to size the moment. It's to really get all our products out there and really boost the whole collection of what we're doing. And we are, from the company side, we have been not struggling, but we're working on the NFT scheme for a long period of time. So we have a lot of assets coming the next few days and the next weeks. So we are ready for that boom. We have prepared for that. Our systems are geared, and we have a launch strategy for this that we're going to cover now today. And we call this the world's first initial art offering. And the way we label it that way is because basically you can buy this at a fixed price. And we have been very kind to all of you. We reduced the prices significantly. And not only significantly, but big time. And the reason we did that is to we looked into the horoscope, or the sort of our roadmap, and we saw all the NFTs we have coming. And we really wanted this to be a utility that into the game, and that as many as possible could afford to have these NFTs utilizing their credits. So we know, and we expected there will be a little bit of avalanche the first couple of batches. And then we will see it probably slows down a little bit and more availability. So that's our initial art offering. And the reason for that is because it's fixed price on all of them. Not all. And I will get back to that. Not all. So if you look on the gaming industry we operate in, it's a crazy industry. It's like we're looking at approximately more than $100 billion on the mobile side alone in these days, especially after the COVID-19 situation. It's really been uptake. We are somewhere between 2.5 and 3 billion players worldwide, and it's just growing and growing. And that's even before we count in the blockchain and the NFT thing. So it's a lightning hot market. Like we have spoken about many times, football, 3 billion people, basketball, 2 billion people or fans, and American football, only 400, but probably one of the highest commercial sports in the Western world, at least. So really big, great markets we are into. Let's roll back a little bit and talk about the football card history, as we are primarily speaking about football cards here today. And the first football card dates back, wow, to 1888. That was a lot of eights, which is a lucky number in many areas in the world, particularly in Asia. So, yeah, that's a good one. It came out as a kind of come together with some cigarettes, and it was really a start. So a start that happened more than, what will be, 130 years ago, something like that. And when you look at these collectibles and their value in the old world, sort of, the most sought after has been that's been sold. I mean, so some example has been $750,000 for this rookie card, Nagurski rookie. In the card was from 1935. We have the Tom Brady card from 2000, sold 450K. These are represented with trades. And from 1958, we have a card with Jim Brown, rookie card 225. There's some representative values. I mean, you look on the highest price for a sport cards ever. It's the basket card here, King James card. In 2021, sold for $5.5 million. So these are cards even without the utility that we provide. So this is a really huge market already, and we are dipping into the the fanatical fan base that we so much like to speak about when we talk about our game. So we are launching our series of cards into this, a new class of collectibles, you can call it. They are actually a utility also, because they can be used inside a game for a free pass, but they also give you staking rewards. And we have these 5 different origin cards. So there is only 1 card in the series, and we have 10 legend cards. Then we have 100 gold, 100 silver, 100 bronze. It's a nice collection that we have. And what we are selling now is the gold, silver, and bronze cards. I will get back a little bit to that. And so the whole utility for these cards is to have, we have a circle tactic in the game. So when you do that circle tactic with your finger, you will get a free pass, and then you're buying actually the underlying card. And here we will provide real-time staking. I will get a little bit back to that. So these cards really have a built-in utility in the game that gives them an over and above value apart from the collection value. They are limited, but they also have a utility value. So there is a massive potential with all the collections out there. And like we have talked about football, we showcased the whole collection of footballs before. We are now, we have it ready, but we need to get the volume a little bit down on a lot of files. We are releasing a complete catalog with all the 100 players, with all the 5 cards of each player. So 500 cards. We have about 120 pages of a catalog in PDF we will make available to everyone. So you see the kind of magnitude of this with prices and launch cycles, etc. So what I can say is that basketball is already well underway. We've done more than half of basket. We are already into baseball, American football. You see all this we're going to produce now. We have a content team that's been very well tuned, and they are now consist of 5 people, and they work every day full time producing these things. And we got a really good bandwagon for creating these cards and the whole thing. So if you look a little bit on the anatomy of a card, its card tire is up left, where you have like this origin card. You have a number on the card, how many cards issued in that series. It's not a unique number on each card, so this is only 1. It will be 100 on the gold, silver, and bronze. And we have the player name, we have a favorite quote, and we have some player information. So these are all things that we have been creating over the past months, and it takes a lot of time and effort to research, to do all this, and all the graphics is handmade by our designers. So we are touching into every little aspect. We are carefully crafting this. So what is unique with our NFTs is that you can make money on them. You will earn staking rewards from the game. So every time this circle tactic is used, you will earn 5% if your card is being used, or if your category of card is being used. We are pooling together or clubbing together all gold cards, silver cards, bronze cards. So if your card technically is used or another card, it doesn't really matter. You earn from it all the time. So we do the staking, and that's really cool, and it creates a great financial value of these cards into the game. And we do this so the origin card will stake on all underlying questions, and the legend will also stake on the gold, silver, and bronze. And then gold will stake on silver and bronze, and silver on bronze, and bronze on bronze. It's a lot of staking, a lot of percentage, but we found a model that we feel is it's financially healthy in the game. and it provides a great stream of revenue or rewards for the holders of these cards. And what I can say is that the staking, we are now also doing the staking on our how should I say, the staking, general staking on the super token, and we are developing that now in real time, and it's going to be real time staking deployed very soon. We will do for every single transaction, we will do a staking distribution to everyone. And how we can do that is because of the XRP ledger, and I will speak a little bit about that later. But we are able to do 1 million transaction at a cost at the current XRP price of $7.50. So next to nothing per transaction. And that's the beauty of the XRP. So that's the staking. And you see the financial potential is crazy. It's all depending on, of course, how many players, etc., we are getting. But if we are looking at the usage, we sort of look at our base scenario with 1.5 million players. We will have this usage into 25% of the game rounds, and we end up with a really yearly staking on the bronze $250, 1,000 on silver, and gold $2,250. So what we have changed from the last presentation with this slide is that we don't denominate any price in dollar anymore, because we only have our internal marketplace and store. So we are using credits as the only way to buy these cards, and that there's a lot of positive effects on that, in the sense that now we have a usage of the credits, which will again spark buying more packages and consume these credits and everything. And we reduce the price significantly. So 2,000 credits on the bronze, 4,000 on the silver, and 12,000 on the gold. So this is the pricing. You know, we have been through this several times, so we don't need to go into all the details. We have the legend and the origin cards. I'm going to speak a little bit about this later. They will, of course, yield much more and have a very unique value from a financial point of view. So in June, in the beginning of June, we told you we're going to be on the Binance chain. And what happened is that Binance on the 24th of June launched their NFT store, which was a big disappointment for us from a technical point of view, from a business point of view. We were not able to move our NFTs in and out of Binance chain. We were not able to use IPFS, which is the decentralized blockchain storage. So we took a decision then, which has been a little bit time consuming, of course, to use the XRP ledger. At the same time, Ripple, which is the XRP, they came out with their NFT proposal. It's not fully functional yet, but it's almost there. So we are staging it, testing, and ready to implement it. And so that's what we're doing. We're doing everything on our XRP ledger. We're going to have multiple ledgers. And what I can tell you is that the whole internal blockchain we talked about earlier now will become named Superledger, and it will contain multiple ledgers of XRP. We're going to have ledgers for XRP itself, the currency. We have deposit ledger. We are going to have payout ledger, and we're going to have these different NFT and gaming ledgers. So we have a super ledger that contain everything, and beneath there is a lot of sub ledgers. So that's the way of keeping the whole ecosystem really agile and fast. And the really cool thing with XRP is the transaction speed and cost. A few seconds at the fraction of a penny is actually 4 zeros and $1 per transaction. It brings it down to 1 million transaction at the current rate of $7.50, which is nothing. And that enables us to do real-time staking. First, we're going to do it with the tokens, like we do now during the before the game launch. Once we do the game launch, we're going to have real-time staking in XRP to everyone's account. And yes, we need to have some kind of accumulation before we send notification, etc. But that will come. We cannot do real-time staking to maybe 100, 200, 300,000 stakeholders for every little single. We will do it programmatically, but the actually physical money will move for every dollar or something. So that's how we sorted that out. And what we have done is that we have created the whole store ourselves. We are not relying on any OpenSea or any Binance store. We consider that we have so many NFTs and so great potential for this ecosystem, so we wanted to create our own, and that's what we done. That's what we launched today. We opened it a few hours ago, and unfortunately, it's all sold out, the first batch, but that was only 300 cards. We wanted to monitor and see how it's working, so that's all done. You can rest assured it will be much more coming the next days. It's a little bit of time consuming staging them because you need to upload them to the IPFS, which is a decentralized blockchain. So what happened, it takes a little bit of time to actually get them stored there. Is out of our control. So the team need to do every single one of these cards. And we need to then take the URL, which is fetched by our system, and it's all into the blockchain, into our XRP ledger and the whole thing. So it's a little bit of, how should I say, process of doing it. But we intend to release 10 every day, starting again Monday. So we will do much more. Maybe we will do 20. We will see how much we will do. It's a little bit up to the market. So we built a complete store, and you can buy these NFTs now with credits. That's the only way to buy them. And as everyone knows, today is at midnight, we are again decreasing number of credits in the packages, so that we are moving towards a complete credit economy when it comes to our products. And another thing we're gonna do, which is really cool, is we are creating an auction, a marketplace for this. That's why we call it an initial art offering. That's the first you can buy. There will be a market for this. So those people who purchase NFTs now during our initial phase, they will be able to sell them later, and they will be able to sell them. And of course, then we will use not only credits, but we will also have XRP into it, or dollar value of it. So you're able to actually transact. And that's why we're holding back the origin and the legend. We really want them to be poster child of that auction when we get to that stage. So we're holding that back a little bit to the benefit of the whole community. So it will be an auction coming. We're probably going to test it a little bit internally. Maybe we test it with credits also to just make sure it's functioning well. So the superior XRP ledger, when you look into the market, we have tested Ethereum, we tested the Binance Smart Chain, we tested the XRP, and there is no one that's going to beat the XRP in my mind when they open all the features. They have exactly the same built-in decentralized exchange, a lot of things. There are others like Solana and Flow. Flow is doing the NBA Hot Shots, which is very popular, very fast. Not so developed as XRP. We really like XRP because all the big banks are there. We believe that the legal kind of challenge they have in the US, we think it will be resolved to the better. And from that point forward, we see a lot of bigger operators entering here now. We've seen SBI, the investment arm of SoftBank, investing into Ripple projects and gaming projects. So we really see the utility. And when I asked our developers if we should explore other blockchains, they said, Andreas, please reconsider, because security. We have spent a year making this rock solid and secure. We have, I don't know how many, how should I say, avenues we have explored, how many things we have kind of patched, and how we created this. We are very well, how should I say, well versed with what we are dealing with, and we've done more than 1 million rewards now into this. So it's working. So we're going to continue doing that. So the whole concept of this is to feature the greatest players of all time, and it starts with the Series 1, which we have opened 10 of today, only 10%. So we opened 1% of our 10% of 10%. We opened 1% of our NFTs today, and they were sold out in way too short time. Of course, we're gonna add more of these series as we move forward, and we're really gonna move into that. So this is the first series that we sold. This is just I'm gonna show you the 10 players that we already have in the market, and how we have them with a little bit of bio. It's out now. It could be sold out. It's and that's here you see the origin and the legend. The auction is coming, and this is the price for the gold, silver, and bronze. So the card collection presentation will contain one of these for every player we do. That's part of our how should I say documentation and part of our kind of presentation. And so that's the 10 football players that we already we sold 10% of this already, this first batch. So there is one more thing I want to cover before we start doing questions, and that's the basketball collection. Like I said, we are already well underway doing that, and we're gonna launch, we can make public today, the Series 1, which contain very famous names. And I'm not a basket fan, but everybody knows Michael Jordan and the Magic Johnson and all of them. So that's going to be a tremendous addition to our collection. This will come over the next 2 weeks. We're going to do a little bit more football, and then we'll release all this. At the same time, we are doing a lot of marketing with this in social media and emails, whatever. We also have our new website coming now with all this information. So that's kind of forms my presentation today. It's what maybe a little bit back and forth, but that's how it is when you have the days we have.
Yeah,